Okay, so if you're looking to buy your loved one their first guitar, or you're a beginner just starting out in your musical journey and you don't know what to buy, what you need, I might have just everything you want inside this box. Let's get into it. Okay, welcome back, you beautiful people. Hope you're having a great day and thanks very much for joining me. Now today's a really exciting day because inside this massive box we have everything you need to get going in your guitar journey. Okay, so if you're a beginner and you're just starting out and you don't know what to buy and you want to get everything all in one, this has everything you need inside this box. But also if you're buying for a loved one and you don't really know anything about guitar, you can just buy one of these packs and they've got everything to get them going. So whether it's a birthday present or a festive present, or if, like I say, if you're just starting out yourself and you just want to treat yourself, this is the box for you. Okay, so today's video is kindly sponsored by the wonderful people at Gear4Music. Gear4Music is a quality global brand, so they ship anywhere on earth. Alright, so check out their website down below in the description box. Okay, so Gear4Music, they have warehouses in the UK, Ireland, Sweden, Spain, Germany and more. Alright, and they ship globally. So check them out because they do some cracking prices, amazing sales, amazing deals. They have a silly amount of products and it's just a really good website. So check out the link down below in the description, and if you click through and then purchase anything, I do get a small commission, which I then put back into the channel to push out more content and more videos for you lovely people. Let's get into it. Like I said, it's time to get this box open, and while I'm opening it, I'm going to just talk you through what this is. So, Gear4Music have their own in-house guitar brand called Hartwood Guitars. Okay, so just like you have Harley Benton at Tom Ann, or Antiquity at PMT, or East Coast at Anderson's, Gear4Music had a quality brand called Hartwood, and this is their Hartwood Charger pack. So let's get this out of here, and I'll show you what it's all about. Get rid of that. That was okay. So ladies and gents, here we have the Hartwood Charger guitar pack. Okay, from Gear4Music, and it comes in 3 different colours. So you can get it in blue, black, or vintage white. There's a little picture up there for you. All right, so 3 different classy, classic colours. All right, let's get this open and show you what it's all about. So when you first take the lid off, you're greeted with all the different parts. You've got the amp down here, the accessories, and the guitar itself. So I'm going to take the amp out first because it's the most awkward. So let's get that out of the way. So we'll take that out and I'll open that in a second. We'll get that open in just a sec. All right, but first thing I notice, you've got a nice guitar strap there. A good webbing, strong one. Just what you want. Get you going. All right, here's the guitar pack itself. So there's the Hartwood Electric. Let's get this open, see what's inside this gig bag. See what it looks like. See what we're dealing with. And it's wrapped again, so it's actually triple wrapped. All right, you've got 2 outer boxes, then you've got the gig bag, and you've got this wrapping inside. That's exactly what you want when you're getting a guitar shipped to you. Protection. Okay, protection's important. Okay, so let's have a little look. Oh, I like this. Ladies and gents, I give you the I'll try and get it out anyway. The Hartwood Charger guitar in blue. Now that is a stunner. What a cracking looking guitar. Really modern looking, but with the classic sort of offset shape. Oh, those knobs are lovely. Hey, I like that. This is quality, this. These knobs feel amazing. They feel like you get on a Fender Ultra, for instance. All right, so, that neck, how'd you do this for this money? That's a lovely finish. Look at that. That is gorgeous. So it's even got a painted headstock, which normally you don't get a painted headstock on sort of more affordable guitars. That's quality, that. Even the tuners feel tight. They're not slack and got a load of sort of lag in them. That's crazy. Okay, so we're going to tune it up and get it plugged in and stuff. But yeah, first impressions. So if you're enjoying this video, finding it interesting or helpful, please click like and subscribe. as it really helps out the channel, gets them pushed out, this video pushed out to more people like you and me, guitar geeks, and I'll love you forever. Let's get this plugged in and see what it sounds like. So just before we plug this in and get some sounds out of it, let's quickly have a talk about the full specs of this guitar. So we've got a basswood body and a C-shaped maple bolt-on neck. Now, the bolt-on, well, apart from Chapman guitars, they do this really well as well, to be fair. Especially budget-friendly ones just don't do this. Recessed bolt-on neck, no plate, and there's just a gorgeous sort of recess in there, and it's so ergonomic. It's really good, and the curvature around there, so much access to the upper frets. That's superb. That is. That joint is lovely. Right, the maple neck. This maple neck, we've got to talk about this maple neck. Often I slag a lot of necks for having sort of grippy necks or having glossy finishes that then sort of stick to your thumb and it stops you sliding along when you try and do different techniques and so on. This is so smooth, it is crazy. This is lovely, it is finished perfectly. I mean, it just feels like satin and it just glides across. So that's excellent. The shape of it feels really comfy and it feels like a really good C shape because there's lots of, even though there's loads out there called C shape, this is a nice C shape. Sometimes C shapes can be a bit off. This one's a really good one. All right, so yeah, well impressed with this neck. For this price point so far, I'm gobsmacked, literally gobsmacked at what you're getting. Let's talk about the finish because this blue finish here is ridiculously good. It is ridiculously good. There is not a blemish on it anywhere, nothing. Even in the nooks and crannies, when you get into the little edges of the neck pocket and so on, it is perfect. Now, even Gibson get this wrong on a regular basis, finishes where they chuck out guitars with dodgy finishes. This, spot on, all right? Absolutely spot on. So yeah, I'd be interested to see this in the gloss black and that vintage white, because I reckon it'd look good in all three, to be honest. All right, so let's get into the specs. So this is a basswood body, like I say, maple neck, C-shape, bolt-on. 2 humbuckers, but the great thing is we can push, pull the tone knob to split these coils. So in conjunction with this 3-way switch, we can actually get loads of different options, different tonal varieties. All right, and then we have the volume knob, and we have the bridge, stop tail, decent fret ends actually, especially on a budget-friendly guitar. There's nothing catchy there. There's no scratchiness, no sort of sharpness at all. That's actually all really comfy. That's completely good. Completely good? What am I on about complete? It's completely fine. It's good. All right. So, and then we have the lovely painted headstock and some what feel like more than reasonable tuners, because often that's one of the first things that you need to replace on a cheaper end guitar. When I say cheaper end, I mean budget friendly, all right? But they feel okay. They feel all right. They seem to do the job. Spot on. Okay, so I've just tuned the Hartwood Charger up, and we're going to play through the Hartwood amp and see what it sounds like straight into the DJI Mic 2 on my chest here. Let's have a little listen. Sure, I've got to stop there, right? This is shocking. I know it might not sound the greatest through this microphone, but in the room, that sounds more than adequate, okay? Sometimes these amps that come with these packs are horrendous. This isn't. This is all right. This is completely acceptable and far better than what I had back in the day on these cheaper amps, all right? Good start, that. Really good start. And it's got reverb on as well, which is a bonus, because normally a lot of cheap amps don't have reverb. So you can hear that extra reverb. I'll just wang it on full, stick on full, see what it sounds like. That's all right, completely usable, you know, completely usable. So let's take that back. Let's stick a bit of gain in there. Ooh! Ooh! I'm liking this. Okay, a bit tinny. We'll lower the treble a little bit, wang up the mids and wang up the bass. Okay, so this is where the guitar amp is letting itself down a little bit. The distortion channel, the distorted sound, is very, very thin, harsh, brittle. Yeah, it just sounds fake, basically. It just sounds really fake. But the clean was all right, you know, so we're going to try the cleans again in a moment. Let me just go through a couple of these different pickup positions. So that was in the bridge only. Let's go to the neck and see what that sounds like. So that warms it up that little bit, just takes that fuzziness out of the top end by using the neck pickup as a humbucker. So that was better, but yeah, still very, you know, the distortion on that amp isn't the greatest. But it's cheap. You know, the guitar's the important bit. Let's get on to another sound. Let's go to the bridge again, but we're going to tap that coil. So I pulled out the tone knob to tap it to make it a single coil effectively. There we go. All right. So it makes it even thinner, but clearer. All right, so you also get a little bit more hum when you've got, because these humbuckers, the reason we have humbuckers is because you've got two single coils in opposing different directions, poles, so that then they cancel out the hum that we get from the different cycle, what's the word? That we get from the electricity, you know, for all the different electrical products in your house, they put out frequencies and the single coils pick them up. So to get rid of them, they invented humbuckers. Okay, but then they're a bit thicker and fuller and not quite as clean, so people still like single coils as well. So that's the beauty of having a guitar like this, where you've got the options. You can just push that in, and you've got single coil or humbuckers. The neck with single coil, coil tap. All right, so let's get this on. Yeah, so that's all right. Can live with that. So the neck is definitely the better option when you've got the distortion on this amp, for me. So let's turn that back off, go clean again, put a bit more reverb on. So I'm in the neck position humbucker with clean channel with a bit more reverb. Let's have a listen. Not bad, not bad, I don't mind that. Okay, it's very quiet though, I've got to admit, this amp is very, very quiet, which is a good thing, you know, because you don't want, if you've got kids and you're just buying it for a kid for the birthday or stuff, and you don't want them blasting out the whole house while they're still learning, do you? Wait until they get good, then get them a big amp, all right? So let's whack up the reverb right to 10, see what this sounds like in the neck position with the humbucker. I'll tell you what, that's all right. The neck position with the humbucker sounds nice and clean on this, with plenty of reverb. I quite like that. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to switch over now, take this Hartwood amp out of the equation, and we're going to switch into the Fender Mustang Micro Plus straight into my laptop and see how that sounds. I think you're going to get a shock. Okay, so I'm just going to plug this in direct to my laptop via the Fender Mustang Micro Plus, a little headphone amp that they make. Okay, you can buy this on the Gear4Music website, by the way, so don't miss out on that. It's a quality little gadget. I've done some other videos about that, actually. I'll put a little link up here. So yeah, if you want to watch that, you'd be amazed at that thing. It's quality. But anyway, so this is what it sounds like. I'm going to do heavy first. We're going to go from heavy to clean for a change, because I always start on the cleans and go heavy. So we'll just do it in reverse order for a change. So we're going to start off with heavy. This is what it sounds like. That's good. Right, that was in the bridge position. Let's go to the neck pickup and see what it sounds like. Awesome. We're going to go to something a bit more medium gain now, maybe with a bit more ambience at the same time, maybe sort of leady sort of sound. Okay, let's see what we've got. So that was the neck, bridge, but I keep saying neck. Bridge position again, all right, but with more leady sort of sound. Let's go to the neck now, thicken it up a little bit and see what we got. I like that as well, that's not bad at all. Can't complain. All right, so that was the sort of leady sound. Let's go for a sort of medium sort of, let's try this. Medium sort of rocky sound, but not too much. That's all right, can't complain. And then let's go for, oh, let's see what this is like. Put it in the bridge, neck position. Now I want to say neck, I say bridgelet. So let's go to the neck position. Here we go. Just roll off a little bit of tone. That's all right. I think I'm going to go single coil now, see what it's like on the single. So I pulled the tone knob out, still in the neck position, max on 10 on the tone. Let's see where we are. Oh my God, this has come alive. Hear the little bit of hum in there, see that? If I turn it and get rid of it, a little bit of hum, turn away from the laptop. There, but probably best I get. But lovely sound, what a cracking sound that is, that neck position on the single coil. I like that. Oh, makes you want to play more. All right, let's go for the bridge. You know, the bridging playing, don't we? With the single coil. Here we go. You instantly hear how much more sharp it is, a bit more brittle. Let's just try and find a good position for that hum. This is the problem with single coils, you see. Look at that, look. Even just tilting it. See that? Just quickly tune it. Okay, so single coil in the bridge position. I like that. Let's go to the neck, still single coil. Okay, neck position, coil tapped, easily my favourite clean sound on this guitar. It sounds gorgeous. That neck pickup is really good, really good. Let's try and get the best sound out we can. We'll go back to humbucker for the bridge and stick some distortion sound on and see where we're at with that. See if we can get something that we like with that one. That's nice. That's my favourite position so far, actually. Neck pickup, single coil, clean. That sounds epic. Okay, so my thoughts on this guitar. This is outstanding value for money. This plays, I love it. It's a real shock. I'd never heard of Hartwood guitars. I didn't know that Gear4Music had their own in-house brand. They ship globally, and I got to say, anyone, wherever you are, you need one of these guitars, all right? So get it ordered. Click the link down below. This is epic. Okay, the amp is okay. It does its job, but this thing, oh, it's just quality. I love the offset look as well. The position of it, the quality knobs. These knobs are excellent. All right, really, really good. I think the bridge pickup is probably the weaker of the two. I think the neck one sounds excellent, especially clean. This one was fine with the Fender Mustang Micro Plus, but with the Hartwood amp itself, it sounded a bit lame. But I suspect that's probably because the amp itself is probably a bit on the weaker side of things and a bit artificial sounding. So I suspect that's having a knock-on effect to this, because through the Fender Mustang Micro Plus, it sounded fine. You know, so it's just a combination of factors. But this guitar, the value of this guitar, outstanding. You know, you, like I was saying earlier, you would pay 3 or 4 times more if it had a certain name on there. Okay, so if it began with F and ended with Ender, it'd probably be 3 or 4 times the cost. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's check out the other parts. We have a gig bag. Now this is actually a quality gig bag. It's actually padded, nicely padded as well. Sometimes with budget-friendly guitars, you often just get a token gig bag where it's literally no padding whatsoever. But this is all right, not bad at all. Now inside the front pocket here, we've got a guitar lead, and we've got the guitar strap. So we've got a strap, a lead, a guitar. That just leaves one more thing. We need this. So this is the included amplifier that comes with this guitar. It'd be interesting to play this actually. So Hartwood amplifier, again, Gear4Music's own brand, in-house brand. All right, there we have it. Look at that. It actually looks quite classic. That's quite smart. I like that. That's decent. Nice vintage feel. So we'll get that plugged in a minute, and we've got the cable in here as well, the power lead. Oh, that's good. They give you two. You got the EU one, or you've got the UK one. So you've got both options. So if you got your summer house in France and you got your main residence in the UK, you can just switch between the two, and no problem. So for £229, you get all this stuff. You get yourself an amp, you get yourself a guitar strap, you get yourself a guitar lead, you get yourself a padded gig bag, and a nice guitar. What more could you need to get you going? This is spot on. So I just want to say a massive thank you to the wonderful people at Gear4Music for this sponsorship opportunity, but also, most importantly, for allowing me to say my own opinion, my own personal views on this instrument, and not be bound by the sponsorship, which I wouldn't have taken if it had been. But I just want to let you know that Gear4Music said, be honest. They said, say whatever you think of that instrument. So if you think it's rubbish, say it's rubbish. So they're open. They're not trying to hide anything behind paywalls. They're just being honest, which is great to see in a modern day company. Gear4Music, all credits here. It's brilliant. It's the way forward. You know, constructive criticism is how we improve things, and they're open to that. So yeah, cracking brand. You can't fault them. So reward them. Go down below, click in the description, browse for your nice products that you want to treat yourself to for Christmas or for birthdays, or just buy your partner or whatever, and make sure you use Gear4Music. So ladies and gents, there you have the Hartwood Charger guitar pack from Gear4Music. Now I think they've got this just right, all right? And I'm going to tell you why. This might take a few minutes to explain, but bear with me, all right? When you buy a guitar pack, all right, and you're starting out on your guitar journey, you want to be able to play this thing, all right? If you buy a guitar that holds you back, inhibits your performance, inhibits your progression, that's going to put you off playing. And it don't matter what the amp sounds like if you can't play this neck. This thing is epic. This neck is perfect. For the price point, this is phenomenal, okay? So in this pack, you're getting a guitar which will never hold you back from learning or getting better. And that's the most important thing, because it doesn't matter how good a player, if you can't play the thing, it ain't going to sound good even if the amp is $1 million, you know? So you want the neck to be playable, and this is more than playable. This is really nice. Also, it sounds great. You know, the pickups sound good. Then sometimes you get on a budget-friendly guitar, the pickups can be really forfeited and sound really thin and weak and awful, basically. And this doesn't. This is fine. These are more than fine. You know, this thing sounds epic. It looks epic. The colour's epic. The neck is outstanding. We need one more epic. Coloured headstock. That's epic. We like that. All right. So this is just right. Well done, because to Gear4Music, because this is spot on. Honestly, really impressed with this. Now let's talk about the other parts. The guitar cable. One of the flimsiest guitar cables I've ever seen. All right. Don't matter. It doesn't matter, because at the minute that gets some sound out until it breaks, which won't be long, but it gets you going. And that's what we're talking about. This setup gets you going. So this is all you need to get yourself, dip your toe into the guitar world. And you've got a quality guitar that's not going to stop you from getting better. All right? This amp, it's no worse than any other guitar pack. It's no better, but it's no worse. So you're not losing out on the amp. It's just what you've got to expect for the price point. And I'd much rather they spent the money on this than this. And that's exactly what they've done. So well done, Gear4Music. This is a cracking setup. And you even got a padded gig bag to protect your lovely instrument. So what more do you need? All right, get yourself one ordered. If you're sitting on the fence thinking about whether I should get a guitar or not, just do it. Just do it. We need more musicians. There's no such thing as too many musicians. We need more music in the world. It makes us all happier. You know, it cheers everybody up. Music is the food of the heart. If you enjoyed this video, please click like and subscribe. Thanks very much for dropping in. And I will see you next time. Gear4Music, well done, spot on.
Thank you.